Why not? Just 2 words, but those 2 words challenge everything and can change anything. Why not help find a cure? Bring it here, and even there.
Wait, really?
Yes, really. We're building the most helpful AI, so you can turn an idea into an enterprise. Get the right crops into this box and breakfast on the table. Inspect 800,000 packages a day and help protect our power grids. Because once we turn this into that, we ask, what else can we do? Find out where the wild things are? Wilder. Spot patterns in crime data, catch phishing attacks. Take 1,000 customer service calls an hour. Help coders, well, code. Let's make it happen.
Please welcome CEO of Google Cloud, Thomas Kurian.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Google Cloud Next. Just 1 year ago, we stood here and talked about the future of AI for organizations. Today, that future is being built by all of us. In 2024, we shipped more than 3,000 product advances across Google Cloud and Workspace. We expanded Google Cloud to 42 regions, including Sweden, Mexico, and South Africa, and are rapidly expanding to countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Kuwait. We expanded our 2 million mile terrestrial and subsea fiber network by announcing new subsea cables like Umoja, Bosun, and Proa.
Use your mushroom.
Google's AI momentum is exciting. We're seeing more than 4 million developers using Gemini, a 20 times increase in Vertex AI usage last year, driven by the strong adoption of Gemini Flash, Gemini 2.0, Imagine 3.0, and most recently, VO, our advanced video generation model. And over 2 billion AI assists monthly to business users right within Google Workspace. But even more exciting is the momentum with you, our customers. Here at Next, we'll be sharing over 500 customer stories, showcasing real business innovation, impact from AI adoption. Google is building for a unique moment. We're investing in the technology and the ecosystem to power your growth and transformation. Let's hear more from a special guest. A warm welcome for the CEO of Google and Alphabet, Sundar Pichai.
Thank you, Thomas. Good to be with you all here in Vegas. Last year, I joked in my remarks about how I was auditioning for the Sphere. Well, it turns out I got the gig. Last night, I was on stage at the Sphere to share a new collaboration. We are introducing The Wizard of Oz to a new generation using Google AI, transforming one of the greatest films of all time for one of the largest screens in the world. It's a huge ongoing effort and not something we could have attempted even 18 months ago. Shows how rapidly technology is evolving and how it can enable us to rethink what's possible. I think that's a fitting theme for Cloud Next. The chance to improve lives and reimagine things is why Google has been investing in AI for more than a decade. We see it as the most important way we can advance our mission. to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. With Google Cloud, we see AI as the most important way we can help advance your mission. The opportunity with AI is as big as it gets. That's why we are investing in the full stack of AI innovation, starting with the infrastructure that powers it all. We are making big investments now and for the future. In 2025, we plan to invest around $75 billion in total capex. This investment will be directed towards our servers and data centers, which includes powering our AI compute and cloud business. So this will greatly benefit our customers like all of you. We need our infrastructure to move at Google speed with near zero latency, supporting services like search, Gmail, and photos. Our network is unparalleled as search, Gmail, and photos for billions of users worldwide. And we use it for training our most capable model, Gemini. Google's backbone network is unparalleled, as Thomas just mentioned, spanning more than 200 countries and territories, powered by over 2 million miles of fiber. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we are making Google's global private network available to enterprises around the world. We call it Cloud Wide Area Network, or WAN. Cloud WAN leverages Google's planet-scale network. It's optimized for application performance and delivers over 40% faster performance while reducing total cost of ownership by up to 40%. Companies like Citadel Securities and Nestle are already using this network for faster, more reliable solutions. And it will be available to all Google Cloud customers later this month. This builds on our legacy of opening up our technical infrastructure for others to use. We do this with our custom AI chips called Tensor Processing Units, or TPUs. Since 2013, we've invested heavily in this specialized hardware, and we continue to make massive improvements in performance and efficiency at scale. Today, I'm proud to announce our 7th generation TPU, Ironwood, is coming later this year. Compared to our first publicly available TPU, Ironwood achieves 3,600 times better performance, an incredible increase. It's the most powerful chip we have ever built and will enable the next frontier of AI models. In the same period, we've also become 29x more energy efficient, and Amin will share more later today. This progress is laying the foundation for breakthroughs across multiple fields. Quantum computing is a great example. Our newest quantum chip, Willow, cracked a key challenge in quantum error correction that has eluded researchers for 3 decades. It can reduce errors exponentially as we scale up using more qubits. The Willow chip really paves the way for a useful large-scale quantum computer down the road. Our infrastructure enables the next layer of the stack, research and model. Over the last decade, our research teams have pushed the boundaries of AI forward. And today, they are accelerating science and discovery. From our AlphaFold breakthrough with protein folding to WeatherNext, our state-of-the-art weather forecasting models. World-class research is what enables us to push the frontier with our Gemini models. In December, we introduced Gemini 2.0 with new advances in multimodality, like native image and audio output, as well as native tool use. This new generation has also pushed the frontiers of another capability called thinking. A couple weeks ago, we released a new model, Gemini 2.5, a thinking model that can reason through its thoughts before responding. It's our most intelligent AI model ever. And it's the best model in the world according to the Chatbot Arena leaderboard. It's state-of-the-art across a range of benchmarks requiring advanced reasoning that included the highest score ever on humanity's last exam, one of the hardest industry benchmarks that's designed to capture the human frontier of knowledge and reasoning. There's a lot of impressive words, but let me show you what it can do. Take a look at this Rubik's Cube coded by developer Matt Berman. You might think of it as a toy, but it's actually a really complex reasoning challenge. Adjustable dimensions, scrambling the squares, keyboard controls, and Gemini 2.5 Pro can simulate it all. It's a significant leap and shows the ability to produce robust interactive code. That's a fun one. Let's look at one other example. With a series of prompts, developer John Martin used 2.5 Pro to create a series of physics simulations, like the Earth's magnetic field and general relativity. You can see how the model turns really complex concepts into stunning and interactive visuals. These are just a few brief examples, but we are excited about the possibilities, and we can't wait to see what you'll build with it. Gemini 2.0 is now available for everyone in AI Studio, Vertex AI, and in the Gemini app. I'm also excited to announce Gemini 2.5 Flash, our low latency and most cost-efficient model with thinking built in. With 2.5 Flash, you can control how much the model reasons and balance performance with your budget. 2.5 Flash is coming soon in AI Studio, Vertex AI, and in the Gemini app. We'll be sharing more details on the model and its performance soon. I'm pretty excited by it and can't wait for you to see it for yourselves. Our goal is to always bring our latest AI advances into the fourth layer of our stack, products and platforms. Today, all 15 of our 500 million user products, including 7 with 2 billion users, are powered by our Gemini models. AI deployed at this scale requires world-class inference, which enterprises can benefit to build your own AI-powered applications. Gemini is also helping us create net new products and experiences. Notebook LM is one example, now used by over 100,000 businesses. It uses long context, multimodality, and our latest thinking models to show information in powerful ways. Gemini is not our only industry-leading model. VO2 is the leading video generation model. Major film studios, entertainment companies, as well as the top advertising agencies in the world are using it to bring their stories to life. Getting advances into the hands of both consumers and enterprises is something we are really focused on. This is why we are able to innovate at the cutting edge and push the boundaries of what's possible for us and for you. The result, better, faster, and more innovation for everyone. It's exciting to see how that's helping companies of all sizes do more with AI and translate those benefits to customers. I'm delighted to introduce Chris Kempczinski, CEO of McDonald's, to tell you more. But first, thank you for having me and enjoy your week together in Las Vegas. Over to you, Chris.
McDonald's is undergoing a once-in-a-generation transformation. We have about 65 million people that come to our restaurants every single day, and it's how do we make their experience even better? Google's a big part of that, particularly as more and more of his customer interactions are happening in a digital world. That's why we're transforming our restaurant experience with the help of Google Cloud. Behind the counter, our restaurant team's jobs are becoming increasingly complex. With edge computing from Google Distributed Cloud, capabilities will readily improve stability, security, and performance in our restaurants, all while giving us the space and power to test several new concepts we weren't able to do previously. For example, shift leaders will be able to leverage an AI-powered assistant to help spot issues in the restaurant quickly. Our restaurant managers will be able to receive alerts on their devices based on real-time data, say from their freezer or fryers, along with guidance for predictive maintenance. And with Gemini on Vertex AI, we can centralize all this information from restaurants in real time, making it easier for the right people to get answers with a simple question or prompt, improving the work environment in our restaurants across the globe for our more than 2 million team members. That's the magic. That's the power of AI and what Google Cloud has brought to McDonald's.
Thank you, Chris. McDonald's is a great example of a company integrating AI into the very core of its operations. And customers around the world are choosing to work with Google for three important reasons. First, Google Cloud offers an AI-optimized platform with leading price, performance, precision, and quality. And new today, everything you need to build and manage multi-agent systems. Our AI platform offers advanced infrastructure and databases, world-class research leading models, and grounding for model responses with Google Quality Search. Vertex AI, a robust developer platform, including the broadest range of enterprise-ready tools with which you can build AI agents and enable a multi-agent ecosystem, and the most comprehensive portfolio of purpose-built agents. Second, Google Cloud offers an open multi-cloud platform that allows you to adopt AI agents while connecting them with your existing IT landscape, including your databases, your document stores, enterprise applications, and interoperating with models and agents from other providers. You get value faster from your AI investments. And third, Google Cloud offers an enterprise-ready AI platform built for interoperability. It enables you to adopt AI deeply while addressing the evolving concerns around sovereignty, security, privacy, and regulatory requirements. You can adopt AI while we protect your data and your intellectual property and enable you to maintain compliance. Powering this offering is our advanced infrastructure core for AI. To share the latest, please join me in welcoming Amin Vadat.
Thank you, Thomas. Demand for AI compute for training and inference is growing at an unprecedented rate. For over 8 years, it has increased by over 10 times year over year, a factor of 100 million in just 8 years. We're continuing to offer leading power efficiency, performance, and networking for training and inference workloads, starting with the hardware. Today, we introduced our 7th generation of TPUs, Ironwood. Ironwood TPUs are our largest and most powerful TPU pods to date, more than a 10x improvement from our most recent high-performance TPU, with over 9,000 chips per pod. To meet the exponentially growing demands of the most demanding thinking models, like Gemini 2.5, this delivers a staggering 42.5 exaflops of compute per pod. To give you a sense of the scale, the world's #1 supercomputer supports 1.7 exaflops. Ironwood pods offer more than 24 times that compute power. Ironwood TPUs are truly built for the next generation of AI workloads. TPUs are an incredible achievement, but they're just one piece of our overall infrastructure. After all, a chip is only as powerful as the system that surrounds it. Our AI hypercomputer is a supercomputing system designed to simplify AI deployment, improve performance, and optimize costs. It supports the best hardware platforms and brings together a single unified software stack and consumption model that enables you to use the hardware that best meets your needs and easily transition from one hardware generation to the next. Vital as we innovate so rapidly. We have enhanced our GPU portfolio with the availability of A4X and A4 VMs, powered by NVIDIA's GB200 and B200 Blackwell GPUs. We were the first cloud provider to offer both options. We're also pleased that Google Cloud will be among the first to offer NVIDIA's next generation
great prices.
GPUs,
Everyone's got a reason to brag.
which offer up to 15 exaflops of FP4 inference performance per rack. We also introduced Cluster Director, which enables you to deploy and manage a large number of accelerators as a single unit of compute to improve performance, efficiency, and resilience. Storage is also vital to reduce the bottlenecks for training and inference. We're introducing new storage innovations. Hyperdisk exapools offer the highest aggregate performance and capacity per AI cluster of any hyperscaler. Anywhere cache keeps data close to your accelerators, with up to 70% improvement in storage latency to reduce training time. And Rapid Storage, our first zonal storage solution, offers 5 times lower latency for random reads and writes compared to the fastest comparable cloud alternative. Software is how we orchestrate and simplify access to this powerful hardware. And today we're introducing 3 enhancements for AI inference. First, we're introducing new inference capabilities in Google Kubernetes Engine, including Gen AI-aware scaling and load balancing features, which help reduce serving costs by up to 30%, tail latency by up to 60%, and increase throughput by up to 40%. Second, we're announcing that Pathways, Google's own distributed ML runtime powering Gemini, is now available for the first time for cloud customers. Developed by Google DeepMind, Pathways enables state-of-the-art multi-host inferencing for dynamic scaling with high performance at optimal costs. Now you can scale out model serving to hundreds of accelerators for the best combination of batch efficiency and low latency. Third, we're bringing VLLM to TPUs. This allows customers who optimize PyTorch with VLLM for GPUs to easily and cost-efficiently run their workloads on TPUs. All of these AI hypercomputer hardware and software enhancements together enable us to deliver more intelligence or useful AI output at a consistently low price. This is one reason why Gemini 2.0 Flash, powered by AI hypercomputer, achieves 24 times higher intelligence per dollar compared to GPT-4o, and 5 times higher than DeepSeek R1. We're truly seeing tremendous momentum across our AI infrastructure portfolio, tripling the number of TPU and GPU hours consumed by our cloud customers just over the past year. And we're seeing tremendous customer momentum with AI unicorns like Anthropic, Anyscale, Arise, and Contextual AI. And enterprises. Toyota deployed ML models for factory workers. Schrödinger uses cloud GPUs for advanced drug discovery. TSMC protects its data, critical data, for mission-critical workloads. And Airbus deployed an AI platform to advance aircraft performance, safety, and reliability. Beyond optimizing training and inference in the cloud, we know that many AI workloads need to be run on premises. As you heard from Chris Kipchensky at McDonald's, Google's distributed cloud brings our hardware and software to your environments, so you can bring AI capabilities closer to where data is generated for low latency and highly sensitive data in particular. Today, we are announcing that Gemini can run on Google Distributed Cloud locally in air-gapped environments, as well as connected environments. This all comes with the support for NVIDIA's confidential computing and Blackwell systems, DGX B200 and HGX B200 platforms with Dell as a key partner. This complements our Google Distributed Cloud air-gapped product, which is now authorized for US government secret and top secret missions, and on which Gemini is now available, providing the highest levels of security and compliance. NVIDIA is an important partner for Google and our customers. Let's hear directly from CEO Jensen Huang.
Building advanced AI infrastructure is deep computer science. No company is better at every single layer of computing than Google and Google Cloud. Between NVIDIA and Google Cloud, this super partnership includes capabilities that covers literally every single layer and every single aspect of computing. Every industry, every company, every country wants to get their hands on AI. However, everything has to be fundamentally confidential and secure. And so we're announcing something utterly gigantic today. Google Distributed Cloud with Gemini and NVIDIA are going to bring state-of-the-art AI to the world's regulated industries and countries. Now, if you can't come to the cloud, Google Cloud will bring AI to you.
thank you, Jensen. We really value our deep engineering relationship with NVIDIA. Building on the groundbreaking research of Google DeepMind, we're delivering rapid innovation across many AI models, starting with Gemini, our most capable family of AI models. In the last year alone, we released Gemini, our first native multimodal model. We delivered the first 2 million token context window. We built the Live API for live bidirectional voice and video interaction, led in price performance with our Flash models, and we recently launched Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is state-of-the-art on a wide range of benchmarks, and I'm pleased to say, #1 on Chatbot Arena. Gemini is providing best-in-class AI for many companies around the world, including our close partners Box and Palo Alto Networks, who are using Gemini 2.5 to deliver new applications. It's also integrated across our own products, including Google Workspace, where Gemini powers features in Gmail, Docs, Drive, and Meet, and is now included in all subscriptions. Gemini in Workspace is helping customers like EV manufacturer Rivian, Freshfields to enhance legal work and expedite tasks like document drafting and research, and companies of the Schwarz Group, Europe's largest retailer. Today, I'm pleased to announce 3 new innovations with Gemini in Workspace. Help me analyze in Google Sheets, which guides you through your data to complete expert-level analysis. Audio overviews in Google Docs, where you can interact with Docs in an entirely new way by creating high-quality audio versions of your content. And Google Workspace Flows to help you automate time-consuming, repetitive tasks and to make decisions with more context. Let's see how Google Workspace is helping businesses around the world.
We are scattered all over the globe. It's just bonkers to try to get everyone to collaborate.
Keeping up with my email has always been really, really difficult.
Is there anything more intimidating than a blank white page?
But where do you begin?
It's more important than ever that you have tools to work more quickly and efficiently together. Using Help Me Write, we're able to save 35 hours a month for product descriptions for our website.
We are leveraging Meet to take notes, summarize them, and generate action items after the meeting so that we can be really present and focus on the content.
When you're developing a deck or a pitch for a client and you're coming up with ideas and you need to visually manifest those ideas, that used to take days, and now with the right prompts, we can do that in hours.
We have to worry less about security because we know Google has our back.
So security played a big part of the decision to move from the legacy on-premise tool set to Google Workspace.
The impact of Gemini for Workspace in our business has been really transformative.
Beyond Gemini, over the last year, we've made huge improvements to Imagine 3, our highest quality text-to-image model, which generates images with better detail, richer lighting, and fewer distracting artifacts than previous models. Imagine delivers accurate prompt adherence, bringing your creative vision to life with incredible precision. We also introduced Chirp 3 to help you create custom voices with just 10 seconds of input and to weave AI-powered narration into your existing recordings. Today, we're making Lyria available on Google Cloud. to transform text prompts into 30-second music clips, and we're the first hyperscaler to offer this capability. Let's hear a clip from Lyria. VO2 is our industry-leading video generation model. It generates many minutes of 4K video watermarked with Synth ID to ensure they can be identified as AI generators. It gives creators unprecedented creative control with new editing tools, including camera presets to direct shot composition and camera angles without complex prompting, first and last shot control to define the beginning and the end of a video sequence with VO seamlessly bridging the gap, and dynamic in-painting and out-painting for video editing and scaling. With Gemini, Imagine, Chirp, Lyria, and VO, Google is the only company that offers generative media models across all modality, and all of them are available to you today on Vertex AI. We've seen great examples from our customers. Kraft Heinz is speeding up campaign creation. Agoda creates unique visuals of travel destinations. Bending Spoon makes 60 million photos every day more fun. And L'Oreal Group generates diverse cinematic shots using our models. Please join me now in welcoming Nenshad Badaliwala for a demo of our models in action using Vertex AI.
Hello, everyone. How many of you have heard about our Cloud Next concert already? That's not as many I was hoping to hear about, and I think that's because we've been missing a teaser video. Now let me tell you, it wasn't easy to pick the artist this year, because it turns out that even though he looks very demure and very mindful, Thomas Kurian is a massive Chapel Roan fanboy. Yes, I have seen the video that he sent Chapel directly of him going, H-O-T-T-O-G-O, Thomas wants you in the show. Yeah, but we waited for weeks to get a response from Chapel, and then she broke Thomas's heart with just 3 words. Good luck, babe. So, we're gonna use Vertex Media to pump Thomas up and create a teaser video that's gonna get you as amped up as I am. Now, we've already created our final video. I'm just gonna show you how we got there. Given where we are, we're going to use Las Vegas skyline as a perfect backdrop for what we're going to do with Vertex AI Media Studio. So let's go ahead. We're going to start by bringing in the Las Vegas skyline image. Really high quality, beautiful image. We're going to generate video, but here's the new hotness. Check it out. Camera presets built right into VO. Panning left, panning right, time-lapse tracking shots, and even drone shots. So let's go ahead and submit a drone shot of the city skyline. There we go. We'll go and submit this. Now normally this would take a few seconds. I ran this earlier today, so it's cached, so it's gonna be a little quicker than normal.
New turn.
All right, let's look at video number 1. Absolutely spectacular. We have the ability to see the fountains, the Eiffel Tower. Now let's go ahead and take a look at video number 2. A different angle that VO creates for us. Again, stunning imagery. You can see the clouds in the background, and look at the cars driving up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. Absolutely incredible. Now, one video is not going to do it for the concert promo we want to do, so I want to show you some of the other videos that I created. I have one here of the stage being set up, all through the power of VO. I have one of the band. I even have one of the audience actually clapping for what they're about to see. This will be a good reminder for all of you. Now, something very interesting happened. It turns out that VO can do something that my 12-year-old can do, and that is be an expert in photobombing. It turns out that this great video we just saw has a crew member, and we love our crew members. However, in this case, I'd like to feature the guitar because the guitar is the most important part of the band. So let's go ahead and use VO's new in-painting capability. And I'm sorry, sir, I apologize. I know you're very good at your job, but I am going to have to remove you from this image. We will send flowers to you and your family though, sir. Let's use the new in-painting capability. Wait a couple of seconds, and let's see what we see. Now, if this does what I think it does, it should preserve every single aspect of what we saw before, just without our stagehand. Look at that. Okay, so we got some video clips. Now we need some music. Let's try the first clip I created with Lyria and see how we like it. You know, that's not quite my tempo. I need music that's gonna make all of you feel like I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna run around and desert you. So, let's try clip number 2 and see how that works. All right, we have the recipe. I like that tune better. We've got the videos, we've got the music. Let's pull it all together and see what it looks like. Here we go. Play it, Sam. What do you think? Absolutely amazing. We've seen the amazing capabilities of VO, the ability to create incredible shots with very little prompting, the ability to have editing capabilities that are easy to use, and the cinematic quality. We're gonna see you tomorrow night when Thomas does a stage dive into the mosh pit at Allegiant Stadium for the Killers! Welcome back to the stage, my friend and spiritual advisor, Thomas Kurian.
Thank you, Nensha. I am also very excited for the concert tomorrow night. We're also bringing AI models to the physical world. Our partners like Samsung are using Gemini models for their exciting new AI companion robot, Polly. And Google DeepMind recently introduced 2 new AI models for a new generation of helpful robots. Now let's talk about Vertex AI, a comprehensive AI platform. Vertex helps you discover enterprise-ready foundation models to customize, evaluate, and deploy applications built with the best foundation models, and to build and manage AI agents at scale. Let's hear how Intuit is making tax preparation even easier with Document AI, which is part of Vertex AI.
Last year, Intuit TurboTax processed 44 million returns and $107 billion in refunds with the help of AI. Yet some customers with complex 1099 forms faced hours of manual data entry. This year, Intuit unlocked higher quality data comprehension and autofill with Google Cloud Document AI. This done-for-you experience simplifies tax filing for millions, freeing up time for living life. Intuit builds a new way to make taxes easier.
Tens of thousands of companies are building with Vertex AI and Gemini. Nokia built a tool to speed up application coding and development. Wayfair updates product attributes 5 times faster. AES, an energy company, reduces audit costs by 99% and audit time from 14 days to just 1 hour. Commerzbank is creating AI-assisted summaries of investment advisory calls. Seattle Children's Hospital makes thousands of pages of clinical guidelines instantly searchable by their pediatricians. United Wholesale Mortgage is transforming the mortgage experience, more than doubling underwriter productivity. And Honeywell has incorporated Gemini into their product development.
Honeywell and Google Cloud designed a new way to manage product life cycles. It will revolutionize how they handle millions of products. Built with Vertex AI, BigQuery, and Gemini, this agentic framework accelerates spec and model creation, connects with their global install base to uncover performance improvement insights, and extends life cycles by re-engineering products. Estimated to help their engineers deliver results up to 70% faster. With AI agents, Honeywell is introducing a new way to optimize millions of products.
In just the last year, we've seen over 40 times growth in Gemini use on Vertex AI, now with billions of API calls each month. Vertex AI gives you easy access to over 200 curated foundation models through our model gardens. We offer all of Google's models, Gemini, Veo, Imagine, and our latest research models, curated popular third-party models, and open source models, all now on Vertex AI. New Vertex dashboards help you monitor usage, throughput, latency, and to troubleshoot errors. New tuning methods help you optimize the model's performance for your applications. We are excited to announce the general availability of Meta's Llama 4 on Vertex AI. And last week, we announced that AI2's full portfolio of open models are also accessible on the Vertex AI Model Garden. With Vertex AI, you can be sure your model has access to the right information at the right time. You can connect to any data source or any vector database on any cloud. And announcing today, you can build agents directly on our existing NetApp storage without requiring any data duplication. You can connect to a broad range of applications, including Oracle, SAP, ServiceNow, and Workday. And for model factuality, we offer the most comprehensive approach to grounding on the market today, combining grounding with Google Search, grounding with your own enterprise data, Google Maps, and third-party sources. Let's hear from Deutsche Bank CEO Christian Sewig.
For over 150 years, our clients have looked to Deutsche Bank to support their lasting success and financial security. And they need us, now more than ever, as advisor and risk manager in a world marked by uncertainty and shifting geopolitics. Technology plays a key role. Our partnership with Google Cloud enables us to take advantage of the latest tools. DB Lumina is our AI-powered research agent, built on Gemini and Vertex AI. It maintains data privacy and improves our productivity, while operating in one of the most regulated industries, where trust is built in years and lost in seconds.
A tool like DB Lumina allows us to be ahead of our competitors and provide faster, more accurate analysis of data. Recently there was a big report in the markets which was 400 pages. We put it into DB Lumina and gave it some prompts, and within seconds it gave us a 3-page summary. We were able to give that to traders and our clients to help them process that information.
Through our partnership with Google Cloud, we have seen a real breakthrough. And this is just the beginning. We see a future where generative AI is integrated into basically every process we run, making our employees' life easier while meeting the changing expectations of our clients.
Thanks so much, Christian. We're thrilled to see how quickly you at Deutsche Bank have moved AI from pilot to production. Now let's talk about agents. Agents are intelligent systems that show reasoning, planning, memory, and the ability to use tools. They're able to think multiple steps ahead, use tools including working with software and systems to get something done on your behalf and under your supervision. Agents work alongside employees to drive efficiencies, to help with decision making, and increase innovation. A great example of a company working with Google Cloud to develop agents is Salesforce. Let's hear from CEO Mark Benioff.
Salesforce and Google, two of the world's most innovative companies. We've been on an incredible journey together, and today, well, that partnership has never been stronger. Right now, we are really at the start of the biggest shift any of us have ever seen in our careers. I'll tell you, that's why we are so excited about Agentforce and our expanded partnership now with Google. I just love Gemini. I use it every single day. Whether it's Gemini inside Agentforce, whether it's all the integrations between Google and Salesforce, together we're leading the digital labor revolution. That's the future. That's going to drive massive gains in human augmentation and productivity, efficiency, the fundamental KPIs of our business, and ultimately our customer success. And we're looking forward to doing even more between Salesforce and Google.
Thank you very much, Mark. We're excited to build together and continue this journey with you at Salesforce. With Google Cloud, starting today, you can build and manage multi-agent systems with Vertex AI and our new agent development kit. You can scale the adoption of agents across your enterprise with our newly released Google Agent Space. And you can accelerate deployment with packaged AI agents that are ready for use today. Following the introduction of Vertex AI Agent Builder last year, we're announcing today a new agent development kit. It is a new open source framework that simplifies the process of building sophisticated multi-agent systems. Now you can build sophisticated Gemini-powered agents, help them use tools, do complex multi-step tasks, including reasoning or thinking. You can also discover other agents, learn their skills, and enable agents to work together while maintaining precise control. Agent Development Kit supports the Model Context Protocol, which provides a unified way for AI models to access and interact with various data sources and tools, rather than requiring custom integrations for each and every one. We're also introducing a new agent-to-agent protocol that allows agents to communicate with each other regardless of the underlying model and framework they were developed with. This protocol is supported by many leading partners who share our vision to allow agents to work across the multi-agent ecosystem, and with agents built on other agent frameworks, including LangGraph and Crew AI. Today, we're putting AI agents in the hands of every employee with Google Agent Space. Employees using Google Agent Space can now find and synthesize information from within their organization, converse with AI agents, and have these agents take action on their behalf for their enterprise applications. Google Agent Space combines Google quality enterprise search, conversational AI or chat, and Gemini and third-party agents. It also includes a broad set of tools, including purpose-built connectors to search and transact with documents and databases, as well as SaaS applications with advanced security and compliance to protect your data and your intellectual property. Let's take a look at Agent Space in action. Please welcome Gabe Weiss.
Thanks, Thomas. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank. Starting with a quick tour, this is my homepage, authenticated and personalized just for me. The Agent Gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task. Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients, so I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities. This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future. Already, it's given me a massive report, which is going to save me a ton of manual research, and I can go ahead and read this later. But for now, let's set up an agent so I can keep an eye on Acme. Agent Space automatically generates an agent plan based on our conversation so far. And this is good, but I think I want more. I'm going to have it generate an audio summary and send it to my inbox so I can listen to it on my morning commute. And just like that, I have built my own custom agent to use whenever I want without writing a single line of code. Now, Agent Space has identified a cash flow problem with Acme General Contracting. I need to dig into that. Maybe this is a problem with construction in general and not specific to Acme. Agent Space has already identified that possibility as a suggested follow-up. So now let's go ahead and deep dive into general contracting industry trends. This activates Google's Enterprise Deep Research Agent, which starts by telling me what it plans to research and in what order. At this point, I could edit this plan if I wanted to, but it looks pretty good, so I'll start the research. Now, I do want to call out, we've cached the plan and the results here. Normally, this would take a little bit longer. This agent is pulling in real-time information from Google Search to build its report. But even cooler, it's also searching my internal enterprise data and adjusting this plan in real time, adding additional questions based on what it's going to find along the way. And again, an incredibly insightful analysis, including some source links, but thankfully, here at the bottom, it also is going to give me a great, succinct executive summary. Let's take a quick look at this. Yep, I can see Acme General Contracting is likely being affected by rising material costs, supply chain disruptions, and regulatory complexities that pose significant hurdles. That's really great. I mean, okay, maybe not for Acme, but the analysis is really great. I don't want Acme to be surprised by this at all, so I'm going to have our bank's cash flow agent do some forecasting across the next 3 quarters for me. This agent uses Google's new time series forecasting model, which is specifically trained for scenarios just like this. And again, I'm going to get a super clear, very clear summary with, at the bottom, some great recommended steps for Acme. And I need them to see it right away, so I can ask Agent Space, draft me an email to Acme General Contracting CEO requesting a meeting for next week. And just like that, I've got the draft ready to go.
And even better, I can send it off directly from within Agent Space, so I don't even have to switch to Outlook or Gmail. I'm all set. And Agent Space has saved my session, so I can prep for that meeting right where I left off whenever I'm ready. Let's go ahead and recap. While I don't actually work for a bank, the value that Agent Space adds is very real. It's so easy to interact with all of your enterprise data and tools in one place, and build and use agents directly from that conversational workflow. Powered by Gemini 2.5 and Google Search technology, Agent Space is the only hyperscaler platform on the market that can connect to third-party data and tools and offers interoperability with third-party agents and models. For companies with strict regulatory needs, like a bank, Agent Space provides stringent access controls at the employee level and can operate within your own VPC, ensuring that your data stays yours while meeting all of your requirements. Agent Space is a game changer, and we can't wait to see how you all put it to work. Thanks. Back to you, Thomas.
Thank you very much, Gabe. Today we're excited to announce that Agent Space is integrated with your Chrome browser to allow users to search and access your enterprise data directly from the search box in Chrome. Employees can use Agent Space to access Google-built expert AI agents, including NotebookLM, an AI-powered note-taking and research agent that allows users to upload up to 50 documents with 25 million words, and then query them using AI, effectively turning notes and sources into a virtual research assistant. You can also use our idea generation agent, which accelerates innovation, brainstorming, and problem solving. It uses a tournament-style framework to rank ideas based on employee-defined criteria, refine them, and generate new ones. And our enterprise deep research agent, which Kate just showed you, researches complex topics on your behalf and provides you with findings in a comprehensive, easy-to-read report. Customers and partners around the world are already using Agent Space. KPMG is building Google AI into the newly formed KPMG law firm and implementing Agent Space to enhance their own workplace operations. Cohesity is integrating with Agent Space to provide employees with greater data discovery for better decision-making while also increasing security and threat protection. Gordon Food Services is simplifying insight discovery and recommending next steps. Rubrik is leveraging agents to develop deeper customer insights and prepare for impactful sales interaction. And Agent Space will provide Wells Fargo Bank the unique opportunity to modernize and simplify banking. We're now going to dive deep into 5 categories of agents where we're already seeing tremendous business impact. Please welcome Lisa O'Malley.
Thanks, Thomas. Let's start with customer agents. They can synthesize and reason across all types of multimodal information, including text, audio, images, and video. Communicate and engage naturally with human-like speech and dialogue. Connect across the enterprise applications and take actions on behalf of the user. And be used in the contact center and on the web, on devices, in stores, in cars, and more. Customer agents, built with Vertex AI Search, are helping customers to quickly find answers and the right products using both text and images in search queries. Let's hear from Reddit Chief Product Officer, Holly Bhatt.
At Reddit, our mission is to empower communities and make their knowledge accessible to all. We've been working on this mission for nearly 20 years, which in turn has made Reddit one of the internet's largest sources of authentic conversations. with that vast amount of conversations and perspectives. We wanted to build a unique search product that's powered with AI, but still grounded in all of the real conversations and perspectives that are available on Reddit. This is why we introduced Reddit Answers, a new AI-powered way to get information, recommendations, and discussions on virtually any topic. It provides powerful AI that's grounded in Redditors' existing posts and conversations. So it shows you more of what real humans think versus creating unverifiable perspectives on its own. Reddit Answers is different from any other generative AI product on the market. It leverages Vertex AI search to make finding the answers and perspectives people seek faster and more relevant. We've seen awesome results so far because the users who've been able to access this product and test it out really love the experience. This gets them to the heart of the conversations that they were looking for right away. That's the magic of Reddit Answers. It combines AI with the power of Reddit.
Thank you, Polly. We've also introduced Vertex AI Search for healthcare and retail, making it super easy for doctors, nurses, and providers to rapidly search and analyze patient data, including x-rays, scans, images, and medical histories. Retailers can add product discovery to their websites, powered by Google Search. This helps them deliver hyper-relevant results and personalized recommendations for each customer, boosting conversion rates and maximizing revenue per shopper. We're seeing huge momentum for Vertex AI Search, with billions of daily queries executed by our customers. For example, Lowe's is revolutionizing product discovery with Vertex AI Search to generate dynamic product recommendations and address customers' complex queries. Globo created a recommendations experience inside its streaming platform that more than doubled click-through play. And let's hear how Mercado Libre is transforming how customers discover products that they love.
Mercado Libre, Latin America's e-commerce leader, has deployed Vertex AI Search across 150 million items in 3 pilot countries. This multimodal search technology understands deep meaning across text and images, not just keywords. It is helping their 100 million customers find the products they love faster, already delivering millions of dollars in incremental revenue. Mercado Libre is delivering a new way to shop.
Google Cloud's own purpose-built customer engagement suite is transforming customer service. Grounded in your company's data, it provides out-of-the-box functionality to build agents and works across web, mobile, call center, in-store, and with third-party telephony and CRM systems. These unique capabilities have led to rapid growth with an increase in conversational AI agent usage. DBS, a leading Asian financial services group, is reducing customer call handling times by 20%. Love Holidays saved 20% of their customer service cost per year. And our very own YouTube achieved a 75% reduction in calls abandoned while waiting to speak to a representative. Now, let's hear how Verizon is improving their customer experience using AI agents.
Verizon is transforming how they serve over 115 million connections with Google Cloud's Customer Engagement Suite. Their personal research assistant uses AI to provide 28,000 care representatives with instant, personalized information about a customer's unique needs, leading to faster and more satisfying resolutions for even the most complex inquiries. With Customer Engagement Suite, Verizon is elevating its service experience, reducing wait times, and delivering exceptional support at massive scale. Verizon developed a new way to personalize customer service.
The business impact that Verizon experienced is nothing short of extraordinary. Today, we're announcing our next generation of Customer Engagement Suite, which will include human-like voices, comprehension, and the ability to understand emotions, so agents can adapt better during the conversation. streaming video support, so virtual agents can interpret and respond to what they see in real time through customer devices. AI assistance to build custom agents in a no-code interface, and the ability to use a variety of tools through API calls to interact and perform specific tasks for your application, like look up products, add to cart, or checkout. An integration with data sources, CRM systems, and popular business messaging platforms. Now, let's see a demo of all this cool stuff in action. Welcome my teammate, Patrick Marlowe, to the stage.
All right, thanks, Lisa. Hey, everyone, I'm Patrick Marlowe, a product manager here at Google Cloud, and I am stoked to be here today showcasing our next generation customer engagement suite in action. To be honest, I'm even more excited to spruce up our keynote stage. I was thinking some greenery and flowers might be nice. You know, I've already made a couple of trips to the hardware store this morning, and I still forgot to pick up potting soil. Classic. So let's see how a next-gen agent can hopefully help me get this last order correct. We're going to start a brand new voice interaction with our agent here.
Hi there. Welcome to Simple Home and Garden. Is this Patrick?
Hey, yeah, this is Patrick. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you too, Patrick. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It looks like you've been shopping with us recently. I see you have a few things in your cart already. What can I help you with today?
Yeah, so I just bought some plants and I'm trying to pick out potting soil and fertilizer, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the right stuff. Could you help me with that?
I can definitely help with that, Patrick. To give you the best recommendations, could you show me the plants you bought? I can take a look and help you choose the best soil and fertilizer. I'm sending a video request to your browser now. Great, I can see you. Just hold the plants up to the camera so I can help identify them.
Yeah, so I have about 40 of these in various different colors.
Those are beautiful petunias. They're a great choice for vibrant color. Let me take a closer look at the items in your cart. Okay, I see you have standard potting soil and general purpose fertilizer. That could work, but petunias really thrive in a rich, well-draining soil and a fertilizer specifically for flowering plants. Okay, I found some recommendations for your petunias.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at these now. They look fantastic. Thanks.
Great! Would you like me to remove the standard potting soil and general purpose fertilizer and add the Bloom Booster potting mix and Flower Power fertilizer to your cart?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, I've updated your cart. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I mean, not unless you can come over and plant these for me.
Funny you should mention that. We actually do offer professional landscaping services. Would you be interested in a quote?
Yeah, I mean, how much would something like that cost?
For planting 40 petunias, I would suggest a 4-hour appointment, which would come out to $200.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious, do you also price match?
Yes, we do price match on occasion, but it's usually on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, in that case, I most definitely saw an ad from one of your competitors, Greenscapes, where they were offering 50% off first-time landscaping services for new customers. You should totally give me that 50% discount.
Apologies, but it looks like that amount is beyond what I'm authorized to approve. Let me check with my supervisor to see what we can do. Just a moment.
So I'm going to step away from being the human user in this conversation for a moment, and we're going to go behind the scenes over here to our call center. And so what you're going to see here in our CRM Salesforce is that our virtual assistant, our virtual agent, has escalated up to a human call center manager, also played by me. And what I can do here is guide the agent through this portion of the conversation without fully taking over the conversation. So you can see here, Patrick is requesting a price match for 50% off offer, and I'll say something like, you know, we can't do that, but we can do 20, or say we can do 20% instead. And I'm going to send this message, and then we're going to pick up the conversation on the other side.
Good news, Patrick. My supervisor has approved a discount. We can offer you 20% off our landscaping services. I've applied a 20% discount to the landscaping services.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll take it.
Fantastic. Let's get that scheduled. I can have someone out tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Which would you prefer?
Let's definitely do the afternoon time because I have a pickleball tournament in the morning.
Great. You're all set. You'll receive a confirmation email in just a moment with all the details. Is there anything else I can assist you with today, Patrick?
Yeah, do I actually have to pay for the landscaping services right now?
No, we'll just add this to your account. And you can pay once the service is complete. Anything else?
No, I'm just going to finish checking out here. You've been really wonderful today. Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. Thanks for choosing Symbol Home and Garden. Have a great day and good luck at your pickleball tournament.
Now that was pretty amazing, right? That entire thing was 100% real and live. All of the tools needed to build experiences just like that are available for you to start using today. Thanks everyone, and back to you, Lisa.
Pretty amazing. We're also helping to improve conversational customer experiences beyond the call center by offering purpose-built agents that address specific industry use cases, including food ordering, automotive, and retail. For example, Wendy's AI drive-thru ordering system handles 60,000 orders daily. Mercedes-Benz provides conversational search and navigation in the new CLA series. And the Home Depot has built Magic Apron, an agent that offers expert home improvement guidance 24/7. And we have tremendous partnerships. For example, ServiceNow CRM works with Customer Engagement Suite, helping to automate and personalize customer interactions across systems. Now, let's talk about creative agents that are being used to superpower creative teams, including those in media production, marketing, advertising, design, and more. In some cases, agents are augmenting creative teams to enable content production at massive scale. In others, they're helping reimagine how stories can be told for a new generation of audiences. One of the most amazing examples is the enriching of the Wizard of Oz at the Las Vegas Sphere, and how Veo 2 helped to bring it to life. Let's hear from CEO of Sphere, Jim Dolan, and the visionaries who made it happen.
Sphere is an experiential medium. We looked for content that would accentuate all of the different capabilities inside of the venue. That was our criteria for choosing the Wizard of Oz.
We knew that it was really hard to tackle using traditional means, but it is possible to do it with AI.
We ultimately came to the conclusion that Google was the only company that was actually capable of doing this.
Alongside Google's DeepMind researchers, we trained AI models so that when you see Dorothy dancing, you see her full body dancing, down to her ruby slippers. For Google to bring Veo 2, we were really excited because that infrastructure that exists and that compute power was needed to do everything we're doing. Sphere Studios has partnered with Google Cloud, and we've successfully deployed finishing technology in Google's cloud infrastructure. Turnaround times, transmission times, all of the things that sometimes can slow a traditional studio down. Now we're able to do them a lot faster and with a lot more impact using Google Cloud.
My hope for it is that we keep exploring different ways to create this kind of content and to take great performances from the past and bring them to life today. I think the world is going to be amazed.
Beyond entertainment, AI is helping creative agencies revolutionize marketing for their clients. WPP built Open as a platform powered by Google models that all of its employees worldwide can use to concept, produce, and measure campaigns. Monks.flow is using Google AI to help localize creative for campaigns. And the Brand Tech Group built Pencil, a generative AI platform for brands to create ads, like this recent mock-up for Japan Airlines. Customers are increasing marketing performance and reducing production time with creative agents. Mondelez quickly generates visuals for global brands like Oreo and Cadbury. Bloomberg Connects is making museums more accessible. And we're absolutely thrilled to partner with Adobe, the leader in creativity, to bring our advanced Imagen 3 and VO2 models to applications like Adobe Express. Now, please welcome Brad Calder to the stage to talk about data agents.
Thanks, Lisa. Data agents know what data to utilize and what questions to ask. They enable data teams to effectively manage data and business teams to activate it. Mattel is an iconic brand, making toys from Barbies to Hot Wheels. Let's hear from Mattel's CEO, Ynon Kreiz, on how they harness their data with Gemini.
At Mattel, our mission is to create innovative products and experiences that inspire fans, entertain audiences, and develop children through play. This year, we're celebrating 80 years, and while we first made our mark as a toy company, Mattel today is a global brand management company, home to one of the most iconic portfolios in the world. Our partnership with Google Cloud has helped us synthesize millions of points of consumer feedback, from phone calls and emails to online reviews and social media comments, delivering insights and opportunities to deepen our relationship with Mattel fans. Before partnering with Google Cloud, teams identified patterns manually. Now, we can analyze sentiment and consumer preferences in real time. We can instantly identify key issues and trends, improving both efficiency and innovation. For example, we improved the ride mechanism in the Barbie Dreamhouse elevator and enhanced the interactive features in the Fisher-Price Kick-and-Play piano chip. These are two of our top-selling global products that have been made even better through data-driven insights. We see Google Cloud as a true partner in bringing the magic of play to life for every Mattel fan.
Thanks, Ynon. My kids love playing with Fisher-Price gems. Our data platform, BigQuery, has 5 times more customers than the 2 leading independent data cloud companies. With BigQuery, you can activate all your data for AI, combining structured and unstructured data, such as tables, text, logs, images, and video. You can also work with open formats like Apache Iceberg, directly integrated into BigQuery. And you can use BigQuery to access data in any storage system or in any SaaS application on any cloud. And multimodal analysis with Gemini and BigQuery has grown more than 16 times this past year. And now, if you're a big Oracle customer, the full range of Oracle database services running on OCI are integrated with BigQuery, Gemini, and Vertex AI. And they're being deployed natively in 20 Google Cloud locations, serving customers such as Macy's and Sabre. And today, we're very excited to announce specialized agents for every member of your data team. Now, for data engineering teams, we deliver agents for all aspects of the data engineering lifecycle, from catalog automation to metadata generation, to maintaining data quality, to data pipeline generation.
And full of life.
And for data science teams, our AI agent acts as a comprehensive coding partner in your data science notebook, accelerating every step of your workflow from data loading and feature engineering to predictive modeling. And for data analysts and business users, our conversational analytics agent performs powerful, trustworthy analysis entirely in natural language. And you can also embed this agent inline in your own web or mobile application.
2 turns left.
Now, for over a decade, Spotify has partnered with Google Cloud to cost-effectively handle massive scale. They use BigQuery to harness enormous amounts of data to deliver personalized experiences to over 675 million users worldwide, including many of us here. Unilever uses BigQuery to reach millions of retailers in emerging markets. Bayer built an agent that predicts flu trends. Now, customers are also taking advantage of our databases with AI. For example, Neuro, an autonomous driving company, uses AlloyDB to identify challenging scenarios on the road. And public sector organizations like State of Nevada are using agents to speed up benefit claims. Let's find out more.
The Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation provides critical unemployment and job placement services. To support limited staff in a regulated space, Nevada Dieter developed an appeals AI assistant powered by BigQuery and Vertex AI. It synthesizes case data to help appeals referees make fair approvals 4 times faster, surpassing DOJ standards. Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation is creating a new way to serve constituents.
And now let's see all of this in action. Please welcome Yasmin Ahmad.
Thank you, Brad. I'm here to show you the future of data science made easy. All it takes is BigQuery, Colab, and Vertex AI, now powered with Gemini. So say you're running a consumer goods company. Sales are booming, but cash flow is slowing down. Why? Well, to answer this question, we need to see everything, from sales to invoices to customer signal. So let's take a look at our data. Now, traditionally, data is siloed, but now BigQuery helps me connect everything, including SAP deep integration and real-time feeds from Salesforce and even Google Ads. See? Easy. Let's ask our data engineering agent to now do the heavy lift. I'm going to add my first prompt from the clipboard. And to do this cash flow analysis, we're going to combine invoices, sales, and audience data from all of these sources into a single multimodal data table. Instantly, we have a unified view of everything. No complex integrations and no waiting. Easy. Of course, our new table is a little messy. Look at those dates. Well, it's a good thing now, with BigQuery, we have access to Gemini-powered recommendations. And look at that, a clean data set. Super easy. Let's now move to BigQuery Data Canvas to do some analysis. Here we can see our structured data is ready to go. However, to do a true cash flow analysis, I need to extract signals from my PDF invoices. Not so easy. But here, I can ask our data science agent to help me extract buyer and payment information and group buyers into segments. In the past, this would have taken hours of manual effort. Definitely not easy. But now, with BigQuery's new AI query engine, without having to review each PDF, I can automatically extract key information, and we can group buyers into segments using Gemini's real-world knowledge. Again, super easy. So what exactly is causing our cash flow drop from January to March? Here, our data science agent uses Gemini's new thinking model and BigQuery machine learning to build an automated data science workflow right before our eyes. It's analyzing hundreds of dimensions in mere seconds. And it looks like we have our answer. Payment terms. It looks like our new 36-month payment promotion offer, while boosting sales, has caused the recent cash flow dip. I wonder how this is impacting my cash forecast. To do this, I want to jump to code, so I'm going to extract my analysis here into a BigQuery notebook. And in our notebook, we can ask our data science agent to, again, help us write some code. So here, we'll ask our agent to build a forecast for the next 3 months broken down by buyer category. BigQuery now uses Google's new pre-trained time series forecasting model to build this out. And we can reveal the big insight. It looks like wholesalers taking those long 36-month payment terms are causing the issue. And finding this answer? Easy. We can make this analysis even more powerful. We can ask our data science agent to include product category as a breakdown. BigQuery Colab Composer instantly gets to work updating all of our code. And as we see forecasts, now including buyer segment and product category, we can answer a huge range of potential questions. So easy. In fact, it looks like our 36-month terms are impacting fast-moving segments like food and beverage, and not other segments, for example, medication. This insight allows for surgical precision. Instead of a blunt action like removing the 36-month promo offer entirely, we can make a data-driven, targeted, easy decision. Pretty incredible, right? This whole process used to take months of manual work, but today it took just a few minutes. Gemini and Vertex AI have made BigQuery a complete data science platform, unlocking new insights faster than ever with both natural language and code. And that, my friends, is the future of data science made, say it with me, easy. Back to you, Brad.
Thanks, Yasmin. That was amazing. Now, just like with data, Gemini's fast performance, large context window, and reasoning make it highly effective for coding agents. We offer Gemini Code Assist in Google Cloud, Android Studio, Firebase Studio, and your favorite IDE. Our enterprise version understands your code base standards and conventions. And companies like Ampere from No Group, Broadcom, CME Group, PayPal, and Wipro use Code Assist today. And today, we're announcing new Code Assist agents to help with everything from modernizing code to helping with the full software development lifecycle. Developers can interact with our agents on the Kanban board, which provides a real-time display of the tasks Code Assist is working on, as well as the ability for developers to interact with our agents. Code Assist also has integrations with dozens of partners, such as Atlassian, Sentry, Sneak, and many more coming soon. And now, outside of Google, Gemini is also available for your development needs in Aider, Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Replit, Tabline, and Windsurf. If you want to see more, join me tomorrow at the developer keynote to see Code Assist in action. Now, to share what's new in security, please welcome Sandra Joyce.
Thanks, Brad. Security agents can dramatically increase the speed and effectiveness of security analysts. The integration of AI across our security products is just one reason why organizations around the world are making Google part of their security team. We offer critical cyber defense capabilities in today's challenging threat environment, such as threat intelligence drawn from Mandiant investigations, Google operations, VirusTotal, and more. So you know who's targeting you and where you're exposed. A a comprehensive security operations platform that applies our intelligence for proactive threat detection, investigation, and response anywhere you operate. Cloud security and risk management that uses virtual red teaming to find risks that other solutions can't, protecting your workloads and AI across all your clouds. And Mandiant services that provide expertise before, during, and after security incidents. Today we're introducing new security agents that analyze malware and triage alerts to speed up investigations. And our capabilities have been adopted by thousands of organizations, like Charles Schwab, who uses Google SecOps to stay proactive in responding to cyber threats. They've gained new visibility across their entire environment while reducing investigation and resolution time. Vertiv, who are detecting more events and closing investigations faster with Google SecOps. Dun & Bradstreet, who are using Security Command Center to centralize monitoring of AI security threats. And Vodafone, who use Vertex AI along with open source tools and Google Cloud's Security Foundation to establish an AI security governance layer. And finally, the government of Singapore, who uses Google Cloud Web Risk to protect their residents online. These organizations and many more benefit from our individual products and services, but we can drive even better outcomes from converging our security capabilities. And for that, we're introducing Google Unified Security. Google Unified Security brings together unmatched visibility, faster threat detection, AI-powered security operations, continuous virtual red teaming, the most trusted browser, and Mandiant expertise in one converged security solution running on a planet-scale data fabric. For our last demo, let's see how this works with Payal Chakravarti and Nav Jagpal.
Hi everyone, I'm Nav, and I'm a developer building a cool new app using Vertex AI.
And I'm Payal, a security analyst. Often juggling multiple security tools and manual processes, I'm here to show you how Google Unified Security, or GUS for short, can proactively protect your applications no matter where you're building them. So Nav, what have you been up to?
Well, I was trying to test this app, and let's just keep this between us. I might have made a few mistakes along the way.
Go on.
Well, to speed up development, I installed a Chrome extension, which helps me test my prompts across multiple public LLMs. You know, I didn't think anything of it at the time.
Let's see what's going on here. Well, Nav, while you were doing this, which is a legitimate action and Chrome extension, there may have been a potential data leak. As you see here in the centralized risk dashboard that prioritizes risk across all my company's assets and activities, GUS detected that you were copying and pasting sensitive data into the public LLM models. Now, if I click here further, Gemini's agentic AI has automatically triaged this alert.
I may not be the best at mornings, but Google squeeze yogurt is something I always get right. Made with 100% real milk.
Can
you tell the difference?
Wow,
Same hair, same heat, salon grade repair, OGX.
Wait, so GUS detected what I was doing and stopped it automatically? But I mean, why is it even a big deal that I was testing my prompts like this in the first place?
Well, because those prompts could contain confidential company data. GUS protected not only you, but mitigated insider risk by updating Chrome policy for the entire organization. Well, now that I look at it, the agent has picked up on a few other correlated risks. Is there anything else you want to tell me about, Nav?
Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I wanted to test my application, so I spun up a VM. You know, I just wanted to get things working really quickly, so I might have been a little bit lax with those firewall settings.
There is something interesting going on with that VM. GUS detected malicious traffic to that VM and automatically associated that with an emerging threat actor that the Google Threat Intel team has been tracking.
Wait, hold up. So you're saying that while I was testing my app for just a few hours, somebody's trying to break into it?
Exactly. In the world of security, a few hours could be a lifetime, Nav. Well, GUS recognized the risk in real time and took action.
That's wild. Is there anything else that Gus thinks I should be doing to protect my application?
Yeah, the agent here recommends that we harden your AI model with Model Armor, its new AI protection capabilities. So you will see here, at the click of a button, it will take a minute here. At the click of this button, you will see that Model Armor starts analyzing inputs in real time, in line, blocking malicious inputs before they reach the model.
Okay, so Gus is able to detect all risks in one place, connect the dots and take action. You know, as a developer, it really gives me peace of mind knowing that Gus has my back at all times.
Yes, Nav. And Gus not only has your back on this environment in Google Cloud, Gus is an integrated open platform that can protect any environment, any data, from endpoint, firewall, networks, identity, really any cloud, any model. Further, for added protection, we have access to Gus's expertise in incident response and threat hunting around the clock.
Well, I'm super excited that Google is a part of our security team. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Thomas, to take us home.
Thank you both. We're continuing to invest in our security offerings, and just last month we signed a definitive agreement to acquire Wiz, a leading multi-cloud security platform to provide better cybersecurity alternatives for businesses and governments around the world. Now, as you've heard throughout this keynote, we're delivering an amazing stream of new innovations and making it easy to integrate those innovations into your existing technology landscape. We do this in 4 important ways. First, connecting your clouds with other clouds and applications, enabling secure cross-cloud networking with cross-cloud interconnect, using your existing security platforms, applying federated identity with Microsoft Entra ID, and using BigQuery and AlloyDB without moving from Amazon or Azure, which is helping companies like Johnson & Johnson and Walmart. Second, we're working with many leading ISVs to integrate them with Google AI. You have access to these ISV solutions, which are pre-integrated and easily deployed from the Google Cloud Marketplace. Third, our services partners have created thousands of agents that bring their deep understanding of your industry and existing IT systems. In fact, Accenture, Capgemini, Deloitte, HCL Tech, KPMG, TCS, and Wipro are all making agent announcements with Google Cloud today. Fourth, we're enabling sovereign clouds with partners to meet international regulations. Today we offer Google Cloud Sovereign AI services in our public cloud, sovereign cloud, and distributed cloud, as well as with Google Workspace. Now, just in closing, what an amazing time for all of us to experience and work with these technology advances. We at Google Cloud are committed to helping each of you innovate by delivering the leading enterprise-ready AI-optimized platform with the best infrastructure, leading models, tools, and agents. By offering an open, multi-cloud platform and building for interoperability so we can speed up time to value from your AI investments. We are honored to be building this new way to cloud with each of you. To everyone here and all of those watching online, thank you so much for joining us for Google Cloud Next. We hope to see you again in 2026. We'll be back here in Las Vegas, April 22nd to 24th. Have an amazing event.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Google Cloud Next Developer Keynote. Please give it up for your hosts, Richard Seroter. and Chloe Condon.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next 2024 Developer Keynote. I'm Richard Srother, the Chief Evangelist here at Google Cloud.
And I'm Chloe Condon, a Chief Developer Relations Engineer for Google Cloud.
Yeah, we made it.
Yes, we're here in Vegas in a room full of developers who build, run, and operate software using Google Cloud.
Yeah, and some shout outs to some developers, our champion innovators over there. Yeah. Some folks from my team, don't behave yourselves during this time. That's what I'm talking about. And all of you joining online, thank you so much for calling in. So look, just 8 months ago, thousands of you joined us in San Francisco for our previous developer keynote. That was a good time. We learned from Google experts, we saw Google's latest technologies, which was great, and celebrated what a legacy looked like in the modern world.
Speaking of 2023, we took last year's developer keynote video and we used the latest Gemini 1.5 Pro model to extract some information from it. Here were all the things that we wanted to know. When did we actually do a demo? Did we talk about BigQuery? Who was the chief tuba innovator? I have some questions about that.
I've got questions, yeah.
Did anyone talk about RAG? Before coming on stage, we loaded up the video and prompted it with a few questions and sped it up a bit. It's 75 minutes of high-definition video.
Yeah, let's see what we got. So if you look at the insights that we got back from this, it's actually pretty good. Like, it kept track of the different questions across the video time, answered different types of questions, and even found some names. Miles, like, look at that. So look, it's cool that we actually are showing product a little faster than last year as well. I'm kind of glad we didn't ask any questions about that absurd musical intro, but we love Forrest.
Developers can use our Gemini 1.5 Pro model to get insights on things like code bases with over 30,000 lines of code, extract information from 11 hours of audio files, or even a doc with 700,000 words.
Jeez, it's like one email from my boss, Gabe. It's amazing. It all fits. Super cool. So look, the pace of innovation is speeding up though, and you all are building some amazing things right now. At Google Cloud, we want to meet you where you are, but frankly, take you further than anybody else can. The future of development is giving you smarter tools to build smarter apps that run on smarter platforms. I think Gemini is changing the way developers deliver software, and we are here to prove it to you today. So we're going to show you how Gemini makes coding better, we're going to show you how it makes platforms better, and we're going to show you how you make ops better.
This next developer keynote is made by developers for developers. So let's get moving.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to get you out of here in 60 minutes or Allison's going to yell at me again. So we've got a jam-packed morning, so we should get rolling.
Yes, I'll get some of our cool demos ready while you introduce our first guest.
Love it. Thanks, Chloe. So I'm pumped to invite someone on stage to show us generative AI for the developer across the entire cloud experience. So give me a big Vegas welcome to Vice President and GM of Google Cloud, Brad Calder. Yeah, we just can't get you off this stage.
Yeah, back again. Thanks, Richard, and welcome, everybody. So yesterday we heard Thomas talk about a new way to cloud. We are helping customers build AI agents and applications. And in today's keynote, we're going to see how developers can accomplish this. But first, I want to talk about a few products I'm excited about.
I know you are. Where do we start?
Okay, let's start with Gemini Code Assist. This is our cornerstone product for developing applications with AI assistance.
Yep.
It helps developers build applications in their favorite IDEs, languages, and environments. And we're making Gemini Code Assist even better by integrating the power of Gemini 1.5 Pro. This upgrade brings a massive 1 billion token context window, which is the largest in the industry.
It is. Yeah, I mean, this, I think, revolutionizes how we all do coding. All of a sudden, you can look at your whole code base and add new features, do version upgrades, even comprehensive code reviews. Makes it all much better.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll see Code Assist used throughout the whole keynote today.
Awesome. So, love assisted development, you know that, but you've also been leading some pretty transformational work on how people run and operate their software. What do you have?
Yeah, and for that, I want to talk about something completely brand new.
Let's do it.
So, yesterday we released Gemini Cloud Assist. Gemini Cloud Assist makes it easier to design, operate, troubleshoot, and optimize your application. It uses the context from your cloud environment knows about your specific cloud resources and helps manage your application lifecycle.
Yeah, I need help in big ways troubleshooting apps. You know this. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, and that's one place where Gemini Cloud Assist shines.
Love it.
By leveraging the specific context of your application, it'll help you, Richard, solve problems like troubleshooting. When you have a production issue, every minute counts. And Cloud Assist helps you uncover the root cause so that you can solve problems in minutes instead of hours. Okay, so let's get to a demo and demonstrate Cloud Assist in action. And for that, I'd like to invite Jason Davenport here to help us out.
Brad, I think Richard broke the internet.
That's not surprising.
Not surprising at all. All right, so we're here at our application page because we're working for Simple Shops, and something's definitely wrong. So I can't buy clothes, I can't buy couches. We gotta get this fixed, right? And we gotta do this as fast as possible.
Yeah, we're all counting on you.
No pressure, right? All right, so here's what's fun, right? This is where we're gonna use Gemini Cloud Assist to help us root cause this problem really quickly. So I'm gonna open up the Cloud Console here. I'm going to start by asking Gemini to show me recent alerts for Simple Shop app, which is the app that we just looked at. And by the way, I'm terrible at actually typing on this, so.
You are terrible at that.
I'm absolutely terrible. All right. So what's really cool about this, right, is that Gemini Cloud Assist knows about all of our project features here, right? It knows about our run times, it knows about the health, and it knows specifically what's in it. And all this is because we're using App Hub to power this new experience, which is now generally available.
Yeah, and what's cool here is that App Hub tracks your application's resources and dependencies.
Right, and I actually now have a lead on this problem. So what we're doing is we're getting our application and service back, but I'm gonna go ahead and click into this incident to see what's actually going on. So here, I'm actually looking at an incident summary page, which summarizes our problem. So it looks like we have a 503 problem with one of our load balancers. Now, we know we've seen some network problems before, and I'm not ready to blame Richard for this quite yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we should probably dig in a little bit more and see what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and click View Logs. And sure enough, that's a lot of 503s. So, to make this a little bit easier, what I'm going to do is just open one of these, and then I'm going to actually use explain this log entry, which will help summarize all of these JSON elements here, and just make it a little bit easier to consume.
Yeah, that's fine. I figured Jason would be better at JSON, but that's not a big deal. I'll be quiet now.
Just ruthless today. Absolutely ruthless. All right. So it looks like we got something back, right? And there is a load balancing problem that we have. But let's really see something cool here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Cloud Assist to troubleshoot the load balancer for the error above. And what's going to happen after a few seconds is Gemini is going to start doing the things about figuring out what's going on with all of my network paths, and quite frankly, things that I would probably be in 10 screens to figure out what's going on with. And I actually get back a direct answer here, which saves me a lot of precious time and pain trying to diagnose what would be wrong with this otherwise.
Yeah, and as you can see, once again, this advice is specific to your cloud environment.
Yeah, and that actually makes a huge difference, right? Because we can see that we have a firewall issue in this specific project. So what I do want to make sure of, let's see when this actually happened, right? So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to ask it to also show me recent changes to the firewall. And what's cool about this is that we're going to query all the assets in our project to understand what were the things that are in there, and then when were those changes actually made, because we do actually have a pretty big audit trail for this.
So the firewall is down again? Okay, how does that happen? Every demo.
I know, I change things a lot.
We're going to revoke Richard's owner access after this. All right, we do actually have a problem, right? So let's figure out what we need to do to back this out, because we want to make sure that we can actually sell things on the internet, right? That's our whole goal. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do here, because we can see this, is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to ask it just what is the command to remove the firewall rule above. And so, Richard, you also get the post-mortem.
Yeah, I'm going to use Gemini to do the post-mortem. I think it actually works.
Good soon, right? All right. So we get back at command here, right? This is cool. Now, even though we're having a little fun, right? just call out, we should obviously check with our team, make sure that this is actually the right thing to do. But once we have done that, let's assume we have, let's go ahead and then fix this. So I'll go ahead and hit copy to Cloud Shell here, which actually opens up an editor, and I have my command already in here, and you can see that it already has the context of the specific rule that we're gonna get rid of. And what I'll do is just go ahead and hit enter, and then I'll go ahead and hit yes. And then this will come back here in a couple of seconds, and we'll have our problem resolved.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's a game changer, right? We got to the root problem really quickly, entirely in chat. This saves you a significant amount of time. Whether you're an expert like Jason, whether you're new or terrible at this like me, it's all fine. We put Jason on the clock there because this matters, right? Every second you're offline, it impacts the business. So great job, Jason, on that one. So let's switch gears. Yeah. Just happy that things are working. It's a low bar. Here we go. Look, we saw how you'd use Gemini to help manage applications. That's great. But how else are we bringing Gemini to the entire developer experience for clouds?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So in Google Cloud, you expect world-class data services, and now we're extending the AI journey for developers by bringing you Gemini in BigQuery. With this, developers can build amazing analytics applications and data agents with the help of rich multimodal AI. In addition, we're making it easy to use Gemini with your data in real time with continuous queries in BigQuery.
Yeah, I love those. That feels like a big deal. I think most of us know doing real-time analytics has never been particularly easy.
Yeah, and that's why I call it BigQuery.
Gosh, I'm rubbing off on you in a bad way.
Yes, you are.
It's not good.
So Jason, please show us an example of building a real-time analytics application in BigQuery.
All right. So let's say that we're working at Symbol Shops because we just got our website back up. Thank you, Richard. All right. What we're doing here is we're going to analyze social media trends so that we can actually keep up with this and detect these trends in real time so we can respond to them and do things like marketing analysis or maybe marketing trends and campaigns. Now for this, what we need to do is actually build a real-time pipeline. So real-time in this case, being that we can take our social media comments, we can extract things like topics, sentiment, and products. And we can actually give this to our marketing team and our other data teams to use downstream. And what's really cool here that we're going to get into is how we can do this all from BigQuery with the help of Vertex AI, but with the new continuous queries feature.
Yeah, I love that. Is this the tool you use to pick out those sweet kicks you got today?
I mean, these things are cool, right?
Yeah,
you can't fault that.
Very
nice. You can't fault it.
Love it.
All right. So let's go ahead and get this built, right? So the first thing I'm here, I'm just in the BigQuery home. We can see that I actually have a few things here for my social media that I'm pulling in. I have this social media post page here. So let's go ahead and just query a few records to make sure that we're getting some data in. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? We have some stuff here from different platforms and some post text, but now is where we really need to actually get our work started, right? So what we're gonna do is open a new editor.
Showdown minigame.
And we're gonna go here and we're gonna actually use Gemini Pro to both analyze our topics and sentiment, and we're gonna use Gemini to actually help us write this query for it, right? Nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this here. I'm going to come in to write a SQL statement. And what we're going to do is ask Gemini to essentially build us something where we have a prompt that can extract sentiment, topics, and product mentions from post text in the social media post table. And then we want this in JSON output, no JSON pun intended, for our next step, which we'll show here in a minute. And I'll go ahead and run this. And what we can do here is see that we're actually getting back different things. And what's great here is that it's helping me with different things in SQL syntax, like different functions and things that can actually be really difficult to remember if we're working across all these other databases for it.
Yeah, and that's a lot to remember and to get right that Code Assist helps you with.
Yeah, getting the right statement figured out is not easy. So I love the natural language.
Yeah, it's great. All right, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and add it to our editor. And just to make sure it works, we'll go ahead and get a small piece here on a subset of our data. So just go ahead and run with the limit 10. And we can see here, once we have this popped up, that we have essentially the message and the payload that we want. And we also have some results from the LLM on that social media post table. And what's really cool is that in two things, this function call and then this prompt statement here that's how we're actually calling Gemini Pro to get all of this LLM richness on our data. All right, so we have these things, we have them in JSON, now we're ready for the next step.
Yeah, so how do we actually do this continuously?
All right, so here's the part, Brad, that's going to be really cool. So to get this to run continuously over data, there's a couple of things. First, what I'll do is I'll remove the limit, and then I'll take this prompt here because it's not going to know everything about what's in my head that has to get onto the keyboard. So I'll go ahead and augment this a little bit with some additional things, and now what I'm going to do is turn this into a continuous query. And for that, the first thing we're going to do is come over to More. We're going to do Query Settings. I'm going to check this box for Use Continuous Query Mode. Great name. And then I'm going to select my service account. And then we have it running. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I mean, that looks easy. It's just a checkbox, but there's a lot of engineering magic that the team built to do that, right? You're enabling real-time data pipelines in BigQuery, and it's fully managed by BigQuery. What's left?
All right, so I promise there are only 2 steps, right? Hold me to it. Here's what we're going to do for the second step, right? We're going to come in here, and the last piece that we're going to do is with 4 lines of SQL, we're going to actually set up this whole process to run on our data in real time, extract all those things that we talked about from the LLM, and then send all of these results to our event handler, in this case PubSub, so that our applications and data teams can subscribe to this in real time.
Nice.
And all that I need to do is hit run.
Yeah, this makes it so easy to build a real-time processing engine.
All right, and now we're running continuously, right? Super cool. Yeah. And the last thing that we want to do, just to make sure, right, that this is running on our stuff, is I'll go ahead over here. We have some different results. I'll go ahead and hit run. And we can see that we're actually getting a lot of data back, which is really cool. So we can see that I have my post IDs, which are the new ones. I have some different sentiment. I have topics, and I have products as a part of that. And since all this is going downstream to our event bus, we could actually do things like find trends in all of this data and do more offline type of analysis or multimodal analysis with BigQuery and Vertex AI.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. So the 2 demos Jason just showed us use several features across our Gemini for Google Cloud portfolio. This provides a new generation of AI assistants and capabilities for building AI applications and agents with Google Cloud. And this is just the beginning, and there's so much more to come.
Yeah, that was amazing. Looking forward to the rest of it. Brad, Jason, thank you for showing off Gemini across Google Cloud, helping us see how we can make the entire development and software experience better with Gemini. Back to you, Chloe.
Thanks, y'all. Now we're going to dive deep into how to build, run, and operate with Gemini. The first stop on our journey is how to go from a great idea to an immersive, inspirational AI app in just a few minutes using Google AI and Google Cloud. To help me get started here, please welcome Google Cloud Product Manager, Femi Akinde.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Femi, generative AI seems so simple yet difficult, especially when we try to make our idea a real application. So let's create some inspiration. I was inspired by a developer community video that used Gemini to identify and categorize a bookshelf. But how can we turn this into activation?
Well, Chloe, a lot of your books feature very interesting travel destinations. But you and I both know LLMs are trained on a lot of general information. So, can we get Gemini to recommend fantastic places to travel based on the books you've read?
Great question. Let's load it into Google AI Studio and see if this will work. Here we have a video of the books on my shelf, and I want to go somewhere in Europe. Let's ask Google AI Studio to recommend places to travel in Europe based on the locations in my bookshelf that I have here.
A multimodal model like Gemini offers so much power to classification and recommendation scenarios like the ones we have here.
Okay, our prompt is back, and this is cool. We have a few recommended places based on our books. Simple travel itineraries are so 2023 though. Let's get recommendations and let people do things like book travel.
Google AI Studio was great because we proved that we could use multimodal input to get place recommendations. Since we want to build an application, we need to shift over to Google Cloud to build it out, which gives us more enterprise-grade controls and capabilities. And since we're going to write some code, we'll need an IDE to code in. So Chloe, could you please go over to Cloud Workstations from Google Cloud?
Sure.
Here you can use a hosted and managed development environment that provides developers their IDE of choice.
This is great. I can see there's a VS Code workstation, so let's go ahead and open that.
It's great that in under a minute, we've moved from validating our idea to being ready in our IDE, which means now we can code. And we'll need an application framework for that, one that's highly responsive and dynamic to give our users a great experience. We also want it to be highly integrated with our hosting platform. So, let's use Next.js to build a great user experience and minimize our code. Let's build it.
Let's do it.
Great. And for that, I met a great expert on Next.js backstage. I'll pass the mic to him, and he'll help finish this off.
Thanks, Femi.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I'm sure our audience would love to see this in action, so let's bring one of the creators of Next.js on stage to show us how it's done. Please welcome the CEO of Vercel, Guillermo Rauch. Thanks for joining us at Next.
Thank you, Chloe. Happy to be here.
So let's say I'm building an app with Next.js, and I want to start including AI in my development process. What do I need to think about?
Our goal at Vercel is to make it very easy to create and publish applications on the web. We developed the AI SDK to simplify adding AI to any web application. All you need to know is React, Svelte, or Vue. If you're creating a Next.js app, you just need to bring in the AI SDK, your idea, and your model of choice, Gemini. It lays the foundation for the next wave of AI-native user experiences.
Like a chatbot?
Well, just over a year ago, we saw the first generation of AI chat. You could write a rap song or a poem and get help with homework. But the models were only as smart as the information they were trained on. So they couldn't answer real-time questions like, what's the weather in Vegas? Not a great experience. So developers quickly got around this limitation. With retrieval augmented generation, along with tools and function calling, we made our AI applications more powerful and reliable. Developers could now give language models more contextual information about the outside world and use them for reasoning rather than just next word prediction. RAG allowed chatbots to move beyond their training sets.
So we're done.
Well, not quite. Look, if you're telling me that we've spent trillions of dollars on GPUs and training, and all we got was 1995 style plain text user experiences, we're not done. So, text is sometimes useful, but the reason we've invented as an industry technologies like React and Next.js is to make interactive, intuitive user experiences. With the Vercel AI SDK, we aim to tackle this problem head-on. With our latest release, we allow developers to move beyond plain text chatbots to create rich, interactive, component-based interfaces that we believe will be the future of AI-powered user experiences. At Vercel, we believe this is the future, and we call this generative UI.
I see what you did there.
So let's take your starting point of books that help us plan travel, which is a great use case for LLMs. So as you can see here, we have our repo with an Next.js chatbot, of course. It's built with the Vercel AI SDK, already running, as well as some basic code from Gemini. Let's make this interactive with the ability for users to select their destination, pick flights, seats, and even pick hotels.
Great. How would we do that using tools and responsive components?
All right, so first, we focus on our actions.tsx file over here. So this file has a React server action that calls the Gemini model using the Vercel AI SDK to get a response. So for more information about everything in the file, you can use Gemini Code Assist to explain the file. So this helps break down everything that happens here so you can read and translate programming concepts. To make our app, we have components for listing flights. We have components for choosing seats. And because we're using the AI SDK with Next.js, these are regular React components, which means I get all of the benefits of using React. So instead of simply returning a result, we define a series of React server actions which use Gemini. So this does two things. Number one, we can now dynamically fetch external data for the user. Number two, we can pass that data and return it into React components to render.
That makes building this app pretty easy. So let's say this is ready to go, and we deploy it. Can we try it out?
Yeah, so let's go through the flow.
Okay.
All right, so let's highlight the components. You have a recommendation, and you want to go to Rome. So when I ask to book a flight to Rome, we get this awesome flight list built in a React component instead of boring text, of course. So the component is streamed on demand, so it doesn't bloat the JavaScript bundle with lots of client-side code. And when I select a flight, even better, it calls Gemini again with a React server action. So this time, Gemini decides to call the show seat picker tool, which gets the user current seat, but also lets them change it. So remember when we said that we could do better than just text? So we're doing that here, mixing both text and React components to make something truly immersive. So when I go to change my seat, my selection can be made available back into the model. We could even build checkout and boarding pass React components to demonstrate the kinds of useful, stateful, and even agent-like experiences that are now possible. Even integrating other Google APIs like flights or payments.
This is so rad. I can't wait to share this with others so they can book personalized travel experiences from books.
I have to say this is a really great experience, and as we continue to improve it, our code is automatically built and published as a Vercel app. Incredibly fast, secure, and available around the world. We're excited to help move the needle here through the Vercel AI SDK and Next.js and unlock generative UI for everyone.
Great. I'm so excited to see what new experiences developers will use these tools for. Everybody give it up one more time for Femi and Guillermo. Thank you so much. We just showed you how to take your AI application from idea to reality quickly using Google Cloud and partners like Vercel. We also showcased why multimodal models unlock so many possibilities and how function calling makes LLMs even more impactful for end user experiences. And shared how AI charge frameworks like Next.js help simplify the development process with support from Gemini models. Now we're going to pass things over to Richard to cover the next step of delivery with AI, getting things running and deployed.
Thank you, Chloe. That was awesome. Yeah, clap for Chloe. That's good. So that was a great look at developing with AI. Now to help us talk through running and improving our production AI apps, please help me welcome Google Cloud Developer Advocate, focused on running things at scale, and she's the co-host of the Kubernetes podcast, Caslin Fields. Awesome. You got more claps than Chloe on that one. That's nice. So Caslin, look, I need a production-grade generative AI agent or app. How do I make it?
That is the question of the moment, isn't it? Let's dive in.
Okay.
So a generative AI agent is essentially an app stack like any other, but I'll show you the differences as we go.
Awesome. Did you just add LLM? Is that the only difference? No? Okay. Anyway, in that previous segment, we saw that some front-end code talked to a fully managed Gemini endpoint. That's what we were messing around with. But now we want to look at a different full-stack application in action with all those different pieces, including the model itself. Can we break it apart and then talk about all the cool stuff?
For this demo, we're going to build a better chat experience for symbol shops.
Okay.
Using generative AI enables symbol shops to provide product recommendations based on images of the customer's own home. In the app, the customer can open the chat agent, which is right here. And here in the chat agent, you can provide an intent-based prompt, like, what would look good in my room? And then we can upload an image of the space.
Why is that called Richard's Dining Room? It's creeping me out. Why?
I
picture. I look like a serial killer. What kind of room is that?
It's actually my living room.
It looks great.
So here, the agent is analyzing the media to detect what currently exists in the room. And based on the items that it sees, along with our available inventory of items, it recommends the top items that the customer might want to purchase.
All right, that's really cool, but then how did this actually happen? What did you do here?
So we used a multimodal model for our chat, but the key is customizing it to understand Symbol Shop's catalog. And we do that using Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. And here's the user flow. To analyze our image, get our products, and then create the top recommendations for the user.
Okay, so let's show developers what this looks like. They can see what's familiar, what's new for anyone building this kind of software.
Building these types of apps will be more familiar than you might think. By the way, you all can deploy the demo that we just shared if you want to check it out. Let's talk about the components of our system.
Okay.
You can think of these like services in a modern app stack. Here are the main logical components. Data ingestion, which we use to get data, calculate embeddings, and store embeddings as vectors in a vector database. Serving, where we receive prompts, call the LLM, and validate responses. And quality, where we continuously evaluate the actual performance of the LLM. And then we connect everything together in a vector database like AlloyDB. When you take these top-level items and then show what Google Cloud products we actually use, it very quickly looks like a common application architecture, except that this one serves a great generative AI experience for our end users.
Yeah, what I love about this is it can be as complicated or as simple as you need it to be based on the use case.
Exactly. And we've published an architecture if you want to read up more in our Architecture Center to use this pattern for your own use cases.
All right, so there's a lot there, but let's drill into two of the key components, the model and the database. What can you tell me about what you picked and how they work?
With all the choices out there, it's important for our dev community to understand the options and the opinions. We picked Gemini for our LLM because multimodality is really needed for this use case. Next, let's talk about the database, which is kind of the glue between all of these systems.
Sure.
Almost all the databases here at Google Cloud have some level of vector and embedding support. We picked AlloyDB because it has vector support, it's 4 times faster than regular Postgres in transactional workloads, and we're already using it. So this makes it easy for us to focus on the chat experience.
I'm completely shocked that you picked Gemini. Didn't see that coming. But actually, the most curious thing I have is with the database. How does that really support RAG? We've heard about it, but can you show this in action?
Yeah. Let's pull up the database in the new AlloyDB Studio, where I can connect my instances databases in the Google Cloud console. So in here, the first thing that we'll look at is in our product table. If I run this command that I already have up here, well, query, you can see that it shows me the product information. And some of this information is also the vector embeddings, the vector representations of our product descriptions. And these vectors can represent text or image meaning in the same vector space.
Okay. So what you're saying is that when I want to find related meaning across data, I can kind of search across images and those product descriptions in a single query.
You got it.
I learned quick.
Next, let's look at how we can quickly search for products using a query with vector search. So in this query, I'm searching for a recommendation based on my natural language input, which is here. So AlloyDB has direct connections to Vertex AI so that it can manage the process of converting my language in this query into an embedding. Then it searches all of the embeddings in the database to find similarities. And lastly, it returns the top 3 relevant products. So this is a way that we can use RAG.
Yeah, makes everything look better. I love how simple yet scalable all this is in a single database engine. That's great stuff. Now tell me how we wire this up for serving. I got to serve this out.
So for our infrastructure, we're using GKE, aka Kubernetes, because we already use it for our web app. And specifically, we're using GKE Autopilot, so it automatically scales based on user demand. We can also deploy clusters and services across different regions as we expand our global reach. Last, let's talk about the application framework. For that, I'm going to tag in someone whose app dev work I really admire. Please help me welcome Spring Developer Advocate from Broadcom, Josh Long.
Thank you,
Richard.
Great job. What's up, buddy?
They let anybody in here.
Good to
All right. Good to see you. Look, we don't have a ton of time, so I want to talk about applications and fast applications and fast AI applications. Can you help?
Absolutely, Richard. I want to tell you why Spring is the best way to run any Java thing in production. And what we just did to make it easy to run Spring with Gemini and Vertex.
That's great. Super cool. So I have a scenario for you. We just saw from Caslin, it's kind of AI powered. We saw chat, we saw these other things, we saw UI. But what about when I need scale? I want an API, right? I want to have partners and app builders use that. And while we love that Python is great for a lot of AI work, it's democratized, right? We're making it good for all devs, Java devs and others. Spring is still my love language. So how do we use Spring Boot, Java, and Spring AI, the new project, to build this sort of AI-enabled API?
Well, Richard, I like to talk fast and code fast and make production containers fast. So let's do this fast.
Let's build it.
We're going to start here, okay, my friends? We're going to go to start.spring.io. This is my second favorite place on the internet. Can you guess what my first favorite place on the internet is?
Is it still production?
It's still production. It's always going to be production. Right. We're going to build a new application here, start.spring.io. We have a few decisions we need to very quickly make, some answers that we need to provide. First of all, what do we want to name the service? I'm going to name the service Service, because I'm really great with names.
I love it.
Thank you. I get that from my father. Sure. My father was great with names. When I was a small boy, we had a small white dog, and my father named him White Dog. Again, amazing with names.
Yeah.
Thank you. That said, my mom, she tells me all the time, she says, you're very lucky that I named you. And yeah, that's probably true as well.
Your name would have been Lamp.
We don't want to know. And then we have a choice about what version of Java to use. Friends, there's a lot of good choices, but Java 21 or later are technically superior in every way. They're also morally superior. Sure. This is very important. So we're going to leave that there as well. And then we have some decisions to make. First of all, we want the web support. We're going to build an API, right? That's what we talked about. Right. We're going to use the JDBC SQL database abstraction, of course. Right. We're using AlloDB, but that's binary compatible with
Postgres.
Postgres, okay. And we're going to use the GraalVM native image support.
And GraalVM is?
It's an open JDK distribution that has some extra utilities that allow us to build really fast native operating system binaries. Okay? And then finally, where would we be without the Spring AI module for Gemini?
You wouldn't be up here with me.
That's true. That's true. Exactly.
That's the price of admission.
Seems fair. So we've got all of our selections here, but we're on the clock. I would normally hit generate and open this up in the IDE. I've already got an IDE waiting for us. Let's just switch over to that. Okay, and so here's the public static void main code that you would have gotten. I'm just going to copy and paste all of this right there.
Code fast, but not that fast.
And we want to set this up for success in production. I'm going to enable virtual threads.
Those are magic, right?
They give you non-blocking I/O without the complexity of things like async await and the like. Gradle W, I'm going to kick off a native compilation here, okay? We'll just let that run in the background. This is not a regular Java compilation. It's a GraalVM operating system specific compilation, so it'll take a little while. Whoops, there we go. And take two. There we go. So we'll let that run in the background.
And now walk back me through the code, because what you're doing is you're doing some of these things of calling the database, calling the AI model, all those sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Walk me through it.
Pretty straightforward, pretty much what we've seen, I think, at least I hope so. Yep. So we start from here. We got a method called recommend, given the current product that the user is looking at, and a query, a question by the user, given that product. We go to AlloDB, we look up the other similar products, given the description, given the embedding.
Doing a vector search there, using the command. Yep.
Very straightforward. And then we go down here and we get the results, the similar products. We use that to then create a string, which we then plug into our prompt to Gemini to ask it for similarity, right?
And that prompt template, that's a Spring AI component that works even if I'm swapping models and making worse choices and not using Gemini, but it would all work.
Right, exactly, yes. So a nice little toolkit there. And then we send that off to Gemini. It gives us a response. It gives us the ID of the product in particular.
Yeah.
We then use that to do one final lookup in AlloyDB to return the result that the user asked for. Now,
if I don't have a Josh Long available,
exactly,
and I got handed this code, this could take me a long time to digest. You know, can we ask a little bit of, get a little help potentially here? And
yes.
Ask Gemini for some help, maybe?
So, you can ask us some questions here.
Yeah, I have to hide our little window there.
Yep. Okay, let's see this down there.
Nope, or maybe Gemini doesn't want to help me.
There you go. Sign into Google Cloud. Well, it's okay.
I don't want to do any of those things.
So we'll go to the console here. It's run.
It's already run. So let's show me. This is a super small binary, right?
Right. So we go to the build directory. Build native compile. Gonna run the program like so. Yep. Service up and running. There you go.
That started comically fast for a job application.
Super fast, and it's tens of megabytes of RAM and all that. And now I want to actually make the request. So I'll just call the API that we just created.
Yep.
And we get a nice response. Look at that.
Look at that, a nice leather chair. So this was actually using modern native Java to talk to a database, augment a request, and then give us back a lightning fast response. You can use raw VM images like Cloud Run and containerized images. It's amazing. I love it. So all the things you saw today, this is legit ready-to-use tech to prove that RAG and these architectures are actually not that hard. We have a jumpstart solution you can use today that creates this RAG system in under 15 minutes, and you can try it out. So look, we covered a ton of ground here. We looked at how we can build agents and apps with RAG and LLMs. We got our app running in GKE, and we used some cool AI frameworks. So we are working to give you the most innovative and integrated stack for model training, serving, grounding, and more. Thank you, Kazlan and Josh, for a tour of this modern runtimes with AI.
Thanks for having me.
Love it, man. Tired just watching that guy. It was great. So let's talk more about this runtime and platform stage and how Gemini makes running apps better. Can you all join me in welcoming VP and GM for our cloud runtimes, Ken Goldberg.
Hey, Richard.
Hey. Thank you for being willing to hang out with me today.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I know, it's why you're my favorite. Don't tell Brad. Ken, I think you have some things you want to show us, things you're excited about when it comes to Gemini and making platforms better.
That's the second reason why I'm here.
Okay.
So, Google runs billions of containers in production, and it has to be smart about how to run at scale. The same is with our customers, as they continue to create and deploy more and more software. We think AI can help us create and run modern apps. Maybe Jason can help us here again.
He's good at that.
Ah, already here. So let me maybe start with Cloud Run.
Yeah.
Cloud Run is an amazing service for running your applications and agents at scale and to innovate really fast. But we also heard some folks tell us, hey, can you make it simpler to bootstrap an architecture? And guess what? We did just that.
Yeah, so you're talking about making it easier to spin up a complete service, not just one Cloud Run service, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at this new canvas we are now shipping in preview. Using Gemini Cloud Assist, I can ask for the architecture I want and get back the right components with default settings, including the container image used for Cloud Run. See how I then configure each component here, starting with my service, where I can add my own image, and then configure other components like my database and even load balancer.
Nice.
I can also use natural language to modify the architecture. Maybe we should add a cache layer to my app.
You're making good choices.
Then we simply hit deploy, and our application will be created on Cloud Run.
Awesome.
This experience is helping developers to think in applications and manage them more easily.
Super cool. What a great way for devs to kind of build out and explore a modern architecture using tools like this. I love that.
And do you want to see something even cooler?
You know I do.
So we've just enabled multi-region deployment so that you can deploy this application globally.
Wow.
You can see here this single command in Cloud Shell. It's the regular one that everybody is used to deploy services, but notice my region. I can deploy a Cloud Run instance to any number of regions at one time just by adding the regions I want here.
That's so cool. I love Cloud Run. I think it is the fastest way to any production workload, and I think no other cloud makes it easy to deploy to multiple regions like we do.
Yeah, it makes two of us. It's definitely one of my favorites.
It's good. You're not supposed to have favorites. So look, people also love having access to GKE, though, which is your other favorite. When they want to deploy platforms, commercial software, or just apps that run best on Kubernetes, when is GKE the right choice for AI workloads? And don't say all the time.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
But definitely when you want more flexibility and control, GKE got you covered. And you know, what's interesting is that with AI workloads, some of the new challenges that our customers are seeing now can uniquely be addressed through the power of GKE. One challenge is growing the ecosystem, but really GKE can be easily integrated and extended. For example, we've added new support for the Ray framework so that you can train and serve AI models more easily with GKE.
Yeah, that's not easy to do if you've just done it yourself, right?
Now, if you've done it ever on your own, you might know the complexity and steps that you need to follow before you even get to the fun stuff.
Right, fun stuff.
I like those stuff.
Okay.
And you can see here that we just updated our UI to make it simpler to add Ray to GKE cluster. It's a single checkbox, and we got you covered.
It's super convenient. What else have you added to GKE that makes it the sort of ideal host for folks running their enterprise-grade AI workloads?
So besides support for popular framework, we've also introduced new support for TPUs, optimization for container startup time, and loading data faster, helping our customers to save money and improving developer velocity.
All right, you said developer velocity. It's on your bingo card. You got that. I'm thinking notebooks, though. Can I just use regular notebooks with this, or is there anything funky?
I think this is a great idea, and of course you can. So here you can see that you can use Vertex AI Colab Enterprise notebooks with your Ray cluster. These give you all the benefits of both GKE and Ray, as well as Colab Enterprise on Vertex AI. Here, we are running inference on our Ray cluster from a notebook. And if you want to hear more, you can join my Spotlight session today.
You should not miss that Spotlight session. But as you mentioned, it's not trivial to build and run lots of containers. Day 2 is going to have to change as we keep creating more and more software. So what are you doing with AI to make operations in GKE a bit easier?
That's a great point. So earlier, Brett showed us Gemini Cloud Assist. And it offers a very powerful way to use resource-aware generative AI to run your cloud platform. And we are providing Cloud Assist across our cloud services. Let's see how.
Yeah.
When you activate Gemini Cloud Assist, you not only get contextual answers to chat questions, but also in-console recommendation for optimizing your clusters. Here in this example, I'm at our new cluster overview page, where we have surfaced more Gemini-generated insights to keep your clusters healthy and optimized.
Beautiful.
Now you can also go and view insights for my costs to see what I can do to help my monthly spend. Because Cloud Assist knows about my configurations, including regions, I'm getting targeted actions by cluster that can be taken to reduce my spend. I can then drill into the recommendations and even ask follow-ups for how to execute the steps, keeping humans in the loop just to validate.
Here we go.
This is definitely one of the largest asks by developers in our community. And for optimizing GKE, see that Gemini is offering very specific recommendations in the GKE dashboard and help understanding GKE logs.
I can't wait for being able to use this more and more. It's great.
And you know what? Soon I'll be able to use Gemini to even act immediately on each of these.
Wow.
Bringing AI to GKE helps you build and run better platforms for your users. Thanks so much, Jason.
Great job. So, look, I love seeing how hard we work to make Google Cloud the absolute best place to run Kubernetes, and it gets that much better when you put something like Gemini in the mix.
For sure. Containers are an ideal way to package modern software, and AI-assisted container management platform with both GKE and Cloud Run offers you best option to boost productivity in the cloud.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So Hen, thank you so much for helping us explore how Gemini and Google Cloud make platforms better.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was amazing. Chloe, back to you.
We've talked about developing with AI and building powerful AI applications using developer tools. Now, let's take a look at how developers are using Gemini to manage and fix their problems in applications. Please help me welcome to the stage a reliability advocate here at Google Cloud, Steve McGee. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, Chloe. Nice shoes. Check it out.
Hey, thanks. Totally not planned. A lot of teams out there are getting ready to ship their first LLMs to production, but might not know where to start or what's needed when they get here. Little help?
Sure. As we build things like the RAG app we just saw, we now have a new operational control to consider: prompts. We always want to be improving our prompts, their text, their parameters, or which model they're built for. These prompts are written right into the code of the app. They are code. So today, teams tend to do this in a kind of an ad hoc way. They're just sort of trying stuff and discussing it in the team chat.
Doesn't seem like the best way to keep things organized. I'm sure the best prompts could get lost in the shuffle.
Right. So we want to help make this better and less toilsome. So you've heard the term prompt engineering. We can iteratively use prompt engineering to improve the reliability of our app, improving the prompts that are used in our code. Teams operating these apps should now be able to follow a loop like this: detect the poor performing user interactions, extract examples of these poor interactions, update the prompts, and then compare the new prompt output to what was there before. Then we can deploy that new prompt safely using existing CI/CD systems.
Okay, so I could do all this in my notebook, but I imagine it's harder when working with a big team in production.
Totally. That's why we're introducing these to Vertex AI: prompt management and prompt evaluation. Now you can see in real time how changes to your prompts are working, kind of like a before and after view. So let's see how this works in Vertex AI when a prompt is underperforming. So here we now have a My Prompts view, and we're going to look at one here. It's just called rugs. And I'm just going to switch tabs to speed things up a little bit. So here you can see you can edit your prompt, you can run it, you can see all of the parameters on the side, and here's the response. Can we understand this response? Is it really easy to diagnose what's going on?
I think it could be a little better.
Could be a little better, I agree. So here's our new UI for comparing prompts. We can add a new prompt. We call this like a new candidate, and I've pasted in a new one here that's a little bit better. So the structure here that we've made it better with is we're giving it some context, we're giving it the job to be done, and we're also specifying the format. So instead of just this stuff at the bottom that our app needs, we're able to investigate it with all of this extra data, and we can see, yeah, this looks like it's making good suggestions, right? So we're able to determine if it's correct or not. And we have the scoring at the bottom. In this case, the fluency went up. This looks much better. This is like real English.
A lot more context, a lot more information.
That's right. So what do you think about this one? Should we keep this one?
This looks great. Let's lock it in.
Cool. So we can do this thing that's called use as ground truth. So if we set that, we can make a few changes if we need to over here and hit save. Now, if we look over on the left, there it is. We have our ground truth set, and we have a new thing here at the bottom. If you notice, there's a rouge and blue score. Those basically say how close to ground truth are we. So the system will be able to build more responses that are closer to our ground truth over time. So I think we're pretty good. Should we ship this?
Let's do it.
All right, so like I said, we're just going to take the code, and we're going to push it into production using our existing CI/CD system. So we're using Python here. We're just going to copy this, and we're going to paste it into a repo, and our CI/CD system will pick it up, and it'll just make it out into production, and that's it.
Great. So we have a history of all the prompt ideas, and the best one is safely in production.
Nice. So AI apps like this can produce emergent behavior, resulting in novel issues like we saw today. So teams need to be ready to adapt. In fact, there's an SRE prod verb that I really like. May all your incidents be novel.
Thank you, Steve. I think I know someone else who agrees with that.
Thanks, Chloe.
Thanks. Let's welcome to the stage a leader in the operations community and the co-founder and CTO of Honeycomb, Charity Majors. Welcome to Next, Charity. Thank you. I'm so so happy to be here. Charity, you've been such a major leader in the software engineering community. So first, let's talk about your approach to observability, improving systems, and how that all shows up in Honeycomb. So at Honeycomb, we make next-generation observability tools to help software engineers understand the code that they write. It's about being able to explore whatever's happening at the intersection of your software, your infrastructure, and your users, and being able to go from a super high-level view of your system all the way down to very granular and precise details like every single user's experience. Is that why you've always been so adamant that observability isn't just monitoring with a new name? Yes. Yes, our systems used to fail in fairly predictable ways. But this is no longer true. Our systems are dynamic and chaotic. Our architectures are far-flung and diverse and constantly changing. You don't know what users are going to do with your app, and the old ways of resolving issues just don't work anymore. So our tools help you deliver faster, higher quality user experiences, leaving you ultimately with more time to focus on your business instead of firefighting. Sounds pretty cool. How would I see this in action? Let's do this. So you've already shown us applications running in GKE in a controlled environment. However, we'll need to add some chaos to showcase real challenges in observability. And how do we get some chaos? Users. So we wired up real Honeycomb traffic to the Gemini model. And this right here that you can see is a stream of real user requests in Honeycomb. We have this tool called Query Assistant right here that uses generative AI to create Honeycomb queries. So you can ask questions about your code using natural language like which users have the highest latency and get back a relevant query and result. Even if Honeycomb queries are easy to write, I have to imagine that natural language is even easier to write, right? Definitely, absolutely. And this Query Assistant tool, like the thing that I just used, is backed by the Gemini model for these. So we're looking at a record of real Honeycomb users using the Query Assistant to understand their code, and we're now going to use Honeycomb and the Query Assistant tool to debug problems people are having using Honeycomb and the Query Assistant tool. So you're using Honeycomb to debug Honeycomb. It's very meta. So like most people who have built and shipped products using LLMs, we've found that generative AI does an amazing job most of the time. When it doesn't work quite right, there's a very long tail of possible reasons why. Isn't it precisely the kind of problem that observability is designed to solve, dealing with the unknown unknowns? It is, yes. Observability is all about unknown unknowns. So we can't just jump to a log file because we don't know what we're searching for or looking for yet. So instead, we start with service level objectives. Here we have an SLO that's an error budget for one of our SLOs for Query Assistant. It's called availability. And this particular SLO is one where we've instrumented the entire operation, all the way from when the user hits enter, through the RAG pipeline, through programmatic prompt construction, the AI model call, response parsing, response validation, query construction, and submission to the query engine. And by the way, this is how we really do debug this feature in production. So it's a powerful feature, but there are a lot of places where things can go wrong here, yes? Well, that's the thing. Like, if you think about the flow that I just described, there are a lot of opportunities for error, and we haven't even started to get into all the ways that no one can break. I mean, a lot can go wrong, and we have no hope of knowing in advance how it could break. Makes sense. So how can I figure out what happened and what to fix? So as you can see here, we're currently producing a working query 95.6% of the time. For those of you who work in generative AI, that's pretty good. But I would like to understand the remaining 4.4%. What's going on? So let's scroll down to the view where the magic really happens. Like, we call this the SLO bubble up view. What bubble up does is it looks at every single query assistant request and it compares every single dimension between the requests that violate the SLO against the baseline events that satisfy the SLO, and then sorts and diffs them so all of the differences bubble up to the top. Basically, it tells me what's different about the things that I care about. You're basically exploring here. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is, but we're getting closer, right? So I can see here that my error column is the most common outlier amongst the violating events. No surprises there. But there are several different error values. Let's dig into one of them to learn more.
unexpected end of JSON input. That doesn't sound right. Let's use the query assistant to explore the responses. Let's look at the responses. Look at those.